I am a graduate from JJ College of Architecture. I finished my B.Arch in the year 1992-93. The only one job from my jury time, so we had a 6 months apprentice period from that time to almost 7 to 8 years. I have worked only with Talati and Pandaki, which were, of course, even currently now one of the topmost interior architectural firms in Mumbai. So with them, I was lucky that we could work with very high-end clients. I mean, my first job was a bungalow for the top industrialist in Mumbai. So at no point during the whole career span of mine working with them had we really thought about budgets, had we thought about any limitations to any materials to be used, any sort of timelines, budget lines. We were free. Actually, we had the free hand to do whatever and everything which we wanted. Post that, when I started my own practice, I realized that it's like a complete different world outside. You know, the clients here wanted everything like that, but they didn't want to spend the money. They didn't have the resources. They didn't have the time. The contractors which we were now working with were completely different. They had to be taught. You had to actually sit with them, explain them the designs, see the things happening in front of your height. So the whole sort of a journey from A to B was completely different. You know, it took us some time to get the things in proper mode. We developed our own contractors. We developed our own teams who could understand the language what we were speaking. They could give a better finish. We actually sat with them. I still remember, like, I used to post my dinner also in the night. I used to go to the site just to see whether the work is happening properly or no. I don't remember a single Sunday which I have spent sitting at home. It's always been site, educating my team who are working with me. Touchwood, I have some people, I mean, some of my designers, architects are with me from last 18 years. You know, they have evolved, they have developed, they have also sort of grown up along with us in the line. Initially, we spent a lot of time with those teams, but what we achieved was that we could give almost the same sort of a luxury look, the sort of a finishes which we were doing at X amount, but we could do that at a much lesser cost. That's what something which I think we managed to achieve on this line. Post this now, see, especially after the pandemic, the things have really changed now. You know, people do want to go for that sort of an interior, but the time has now drastically reduced. It's like if we were delivering something which I would feel at that time was at a record time of 6 months and 9 months, now it's reduced to 3 months and 4 months. I mean, I could have never imagined 4 years, 5 years or 6 years even back in time that we were delivering houses at a record speed of 4 months. You know, so now an ideal size of 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, we actually guarantee a time period of 90 days to maximum 120 days. That's a sort of a I think unbelievable achievement which we have reached. And all this is because of our concept of Curious Canvas. We have redefined the way bespoke interiors is carried out. So that's what Curious Canvas is, redefining bespoke interiors. I've been in this industry for the last 25 years now. Okay, I worked out with a few of the top architects here in Mumbai, especially doing high-end and mid-end interiors. So over the period of time, I realized that it's a very tedious project. The whole process is so tedious that you need to change the design 10 times. You need to basically talk to not just one family member. You need to talk to 10 different family members, get their approvals, and somebody else will change it. Then you take them out for the material selections. It's the same process which we do for all the clients. Same marble, unko dikha do, same shops mein you take them, show them the veneer, show them the laminates, and then somebody will come up saying that, oh, I have somebody whom I know and he has a much better deal. So then the whole team goes to that particular place, visits them. So the whole time taking in this process really takes a huge lot of time. The amount of projects or the capacity or the capabilities which we really had were not at all being utilized here. I mean, we could do many more projects than what we were actually doing in that sense. No doubt it was fun. The fun process of going with the clients, taking them, going to different shops, doing the selection, shopping with them was good. But at some point, I realized that there has to be an easy way out for this, you know. And with the new age technology coming in, we were hardly using technology to that sense. I mean, other than doing just basic views, we were not doing anything. So the idea of Curious Canvas generated from this tiredness or this sort of a rebel against the traditional way of doing interiors. That's where Curious Canvas came up. Over a period of time, what we did is that we developed multiple design options. You know, see, traditionally, if you see, especially now, typically in a urban city like Mumbai, Pune, Delhi, or Bangalore, for that matter, or anywhere, any cities in the world have a typically a 3 BHK, 2 BHK, or a 1 BHK, or a 4 BHK sort of layouts, which are very similar. You know. And nowadays the builders are also giving these where you are not able to shift the rooms, because mostly of them the walls are RCC, or there is a duct in between, or there is a column. So the limitations of realigning the bedrooms or realigning the hall spaces are not as much as what they were before. We were doing in the old houses where there were brick walls, where you could break the brick walls and realign the brick walls, but here it's not possible. So we have a typically 3 BHK, 4 BHK, 2 BHK sort of layouts which the builder is giving, whichever. So it could be a mid-level builder or it could be a high-end builder, but all of them are giving a layout. So over a period of time, we have taken a lot of pains of creating n number of designs. Like for example, for a wall, I may be having more than 500 different styles and designs which we have designed it ourselves with help of almost 20 other interior designers internationally trained, who has helped us to make this what I will say as a library. So we have got wall panelings, we have different beds which we have designed, and some of the international beds whom we are basically captured in the software. So we have beds, we have wall panelings, we have different window treatments, TV units, we have the way the toilets are designed, the false ceilings, lights. I mean, whatever is needed in interior design, which initially used to take time because we used to, you know, keep on changing or keep on looking at the same design and doing. So we have captured all possible ways of every design with every element in our software. When the clients typically come to us, most of the time the builders are providing them with a plan, AutoCAD plan of their layout, or if needed, our designers go and take the measurements, and then we make the AutoCAD plans. But what happens here is now interesting. So the clients come with their thoughts, they come with some design concepts. See, nowadays, I mean, images, photographs are available to everybody. Okay, so they've always been doing exercise before, and they will come with some of their own ideas. Okay, we want this. The best part is the designers here are so trained, so they will immediately pick up the sort of a look which the client is coming or what they're liking. And it's not just that we show them reference images, we can immediately put the same, because of the library which we have already made, we can just put it in the 3D model directly. And for them it will be a live virtual 3D model created in a span of not less than 20 to 25 minutes. So imagine their sort of surprise and awe in seeing the whole house in a 3D model with a walkthrough possibility in question of just 20 to 30 minutes. And then if they, so what many times they sort of what they have in their mind gets completely changed when we put it up in a 3D platform, and then they start liking what we are suggesting to them. Of course, keeping in mind their look or whatever they have decided. So that's why we say we make your dreams come true, because we don't completely take them away from their dreams or what they have thought of. Because see, let's be realistic, okay? It's their house, okay? Today if I'm going to only sell them my design, it's not going to work. We need to work to the best to what they are looking for. So the library of the options which we have with us gives them the option of selecting what would suit them the best, what they have kept in their mind in terms of what they had visualized, what they had imagined, and they can see it in matter of minutes in an actual 3D virtual platform. That's the whole advantage of coming. Now, it doesn't end here. That's the best part. Every part of it can be manufactured by us. That's the best thing. So, there is a little limitations to it, but we have almost, I would say, managed or rather achieved 80% of this particular reality, in which everything what you see, select, including the fabrics, including the marble, can be sourced by us and can be totally manufactured in the factory and given to you. So it's not just coming with a design, it's creating or rather executing that design into reality. That's the possibility in Curious Canvas. So we have basically different finishes for the wardrobes. It starts from laminates to PU to high gloss finishes of different colors, different veneers. You can select leather. Whatever the selections are there, all of that is possible to be actually manufactured in our factory. That's the best thing about Curious Canvas. So what you see, dream, you can actually visualize it, and that is constructed or manufactured to the last minute detail in our factory. That's the best part about Curious Canvas. Now the process of getting the selections done from the clients have started. We suppose we start with a bedroom, so we start looking at different bed design options which we have. So we have maybe hundreds of beds, so the client selects from the beds which they like. Maybe we can make the bed as a starting point into the design theme if needed, or we look at maybe we're going for a minimalistic look, we are going for a contemporary classic look, we are going for a purely fusion look. So we have all different options for the beds on those. Based on the selection of a bed, not necessarily the process, but many times we do that. Okay, let the client first see the bed, because that's the first thing he would like to have in his room, So the bed is his first point where he's going to relax, sleep. So we start with the bed. He selects a few. Then based on those selections, we start working on the walls, we start working on the ceilings, we start working on the different wardrobe options which we can give him. All that the designers start the process, and it's so easy that he just needs to select from the different options which we have. So, and we can immediately put that on the 3D platform, make it into a 3D model, render it, and he can see it. So he gets to basically along with us see the design process. It's not that okay, you do this, you come after 10 days, we will keep a design for you, and then it happens that the design is not liked by them at all. Then again after another 10 days they come back with a new option. That process is totally eliminated. We can actually, if the client wishes, and if he spends maybe around 1 or 2 days with us continuously, we can finish his whole house, and he can get a rendered view at the end of those 2 days, and we can sign off on the design itself. Once the design is freeze, once they more or less like it, they may take a day or two to think over it, and they tell us, okay, this is final. Then we work on the final cost lines. So for this, we do need to do a to and fro with our factory. Okay, certain there could be revision in certain things depending on the factory precision, which the designers may have omitted or may have missed by some chance. So there's a to and fro with the factory, where they work on to the detailing of it, and they work on to the precise finishings to that, and they come back to us with the whole cost lines. These costings finally are shared with the clients. We have a sign off on that, and the process immediately starts. So sometimes, so we divide this in two parts. One is which is going to be done at the site, and one which is going to be done in the factory. The civil part of it, the electrical parts, the false ceiling, the painting, all that is done at the site. So there's a team which is handling that, and the factory starts working on the whatever the fixed furniture, the loose furniture which is going to be done there, including your sofas, the wardrobes, the beds, your paneling, everything is done in the factory. We look at a time span for a typically a 3 BHK, something like a 3.5 months to finish the civil works at the site. And the best thing is that simultaneously the same things are being done at the factory. So in the end of 3 months, we are ready on both sides and we start assembling the whole thing at the site. And of course, the accessorizing part is the most important part of the whole end process, where we look at the bed sheet, bed covers, we look at the decorative lights, niches we need to decorate with different decor items. All that is also taken care with the stylist who's on board with us. She will be helping the designers to get the right decor, right pieces to be kept as they require. In fact, we also insist, also, going down to the depth of selecting the towels, the napkins, the bed sheets. You will not believe, even the shampoos and soaps for that matter, because the toilet has to look good, it has to be the best. So it gives so the client, when they come in as a total new thing. You just come with your briefcase, your suitcase with your stuff, and you start shifting into the house. That is a sort of a finish line which we go for. So the software is a 3D modeling software, okay. So that can be compared to maybe a Google SketchUp, it can be compared to a 3D Max, it could be compared to any other 3D modeling softwares. But the thing is, there is a backward time of almost 2 years made into developing the design modules which we have done. I mean, even right now, we have a set of designers who are creating all these models with different, like right now we are also looking at a possibility of giving international brands to our customers, okay, to our clients. So we are working on models where all the international furniture blocks are being created by us. Okay. Now imagine you come to me and you ask me, okay, I'm looking for this Italian brand as my furniture sofa. So we have a block which has already been done of it. We can change the fabric, we can change the different look on that, we can elongate it, we can reduce it. The block has been already developed by our team. These possibilities are not there. We are in the other softwares, the sort of dependency depends on what the 3D software has, which generally most of the clients may or may not like, So it's good as an indicative. For us, it's no longer just an indicative, it is something what we ourselves can manufacture and give you. That's the best part of it. So a backup team is already working on different models, different furniture blocks which we are manufacturing in the factory. So that's a major difference between our software and our any other software which we have, because this is inbuilt by us. We we can develop this the way we want it to go. And other part of this is that this software is also directly integrated with the factory. So I don't have to then make working drawings, I don't have to then make detailed drawings. These directly get converted into working drawings and they go to the factory, and the factory produces the things the way we want it. That's the best advantage of what we are doing. So as I said, whatever you see in the 3D this is what you will get it actually at your site. So we have a possibility of seeing whatever we have done on the 3D on a virtual reality platform. You put on the Oculus and you can actually feel the movement the way you are into the space. Okay, so you're walking from one room to another room and you can see the furniture as you are actually walking in the room space. But the technology needs to be further developed, and to give it a far more realistic feel, where you can actually, what we are working on right now is that we should be able to even get the feel of the texture of the fabric, the wall, sort of a wallpaper feel. All that is being developed, but at this moment we have a virtual reality tool which you can put on and you can actually see as if you are walking in the room. So that's an added thing which we have worked on right now. So recently, so we had a very challenging project which we just completed right now. Okay, this client had what we call as a Jodi flat. Okay, this is a common lingo which is used here for the apartments, where you buy two flats and combine them as one, and even the developer sells them as Jodi flats. Okay, so they had almost like a 7 BHK which they had to do. Now, I mean, I consider it as two flats, right? So the challenge was to create this as one flat time. So instead of taking 3 and 3 months or 4 and 4 months, like a 8 months time on the same, we had to do everything in 3.5 months to 4 months. That was really a challenge here. Okay, and other than this, we were doing it in the peak pandemic time, so we had a lot of issues with the labor's movement. We had to do the RT-PCR at every 2 days, 3 days interval out there. Um, it's a high-rise society in one of the top residential luxurious building here in Mumbai, and the challenge was to do that in 4 to 5 months maximum, because the client had to shift there. You know, see, people who have been caught in those pandemic time were so, or rather still so scared, that they are always worried that there's a new lockdown which is going to come. So they were desperate to shift. I think the design process with them for the 7 bedroom apartments took approximately not more than, I would say, 10 days. The lady who was basically involved in the design process from the client side, I mean his wife, she was, I mean, I would say a very methodical sort of lady who could take the decisions and who knew what she wanted. So that was an added point for us. So we sat on the whole process. You will not believe, like the design discussions used to go till 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night also. So we sat on a non-stop process with them and completed the whole design sign-off in 10 days. All of the furniture which had to be manufactured in the factory, part of it was done in India, part of it was done in China. We started the order immediately. From the 15th day, we had started the process of doing the work. The challenge was then on the site. We had to start from the marble to the ceiling to the air conditioning to the electricals, plumbing, everything. All of that we started. We were showing the designs to them on the 3D. We were getting it executed at the same time. We didn't have the liberty of doing the designs and then going at the site. We were doing it simultaneously. So we do something here, change it on the design, show it to them immediately, get it on the execution. But whatever the furniture which was to be done in the factory, the process started first immediately. So we got the selections of. Here we tried this particular thing is that even before the false ceiling or the flooring was done, we went with a fixed size. So we knew that this is the size which we have ordered. Now the walls have to be done with this measurement itself. You can't go wrong in that. So even the right angles, what we call as the katkona, holamba, which is the plumb, everything had to be kept in such a way that the sizes were given. So keeping that in mind, the execution team was doing that. We had a supervisor in charge who used to see and coordinate both the things. Touchwood, the whole process went on very smoothly. Minor some hiccups which were there at the site, but we could deliver to them the house in less than 5 months of the time. So that is one of the most unbelievable feats which myself as a designer practicing from last so many years have not been able to achieve, but I could achieve it because of Qurist Canvas. We have a post-sales, rather I'll not say sales, but a post-work sort of a group which we have done, where whatever, I will not say again complaints, but whatever snags are left or whatever sort of a teething problems which the clients faced after shifting are being sorted out. Okay. In cases like these, generally we face very minimal issues, but there's some leakage somewhere from one of the pipes. Sometimes the pressure valve fails, sometimes maybe there's a clog in the sink for some matter, there is a less of pressure in the flush valves. These are initial teething problems which we face for at least a month or two from the client side, but after that generally there's no issues. You will not believe is that I mean, I have worked with not just one set of generation of clients. I've worked with now would be the not just the second, also the third generation work I'm doing, because I've done somebody's house when their daughter was going in school. Then I did her bedroom as a small girl with the pinks and the floral feel which we had done for her. Then as a teenager, when she was going to college, we redid the whole room again. And now she's married and I'm doing her in-laws house, and she insisted ke, look, if anybody is going to do my house, it's going to be Anirudh, nobody else. So I mean, that sort of faith which the clients or even the clients' children have with us is what we bank on. I mean, we don't do any marketing, we don't do, I mean, as such on those lines, other than what we put on our platforms to see for everybody. But the goodwill what we have earned over the period of years, say itself the service part, which is, I mean, even 10 years back, if we have done for somebody and they still call us, we are always there for them.